Life draining crusher. Isn't he beautiful? And what is he doing exactly? It looks like he's picking at his hand. I guess he's sketching something into this thing in his hand. That is horrifying. Oh my god. And what is in his mouth? Wait, is that his tongue? This side look even better.
That's not right.
Hey, you're right, it isn't right. Okay, anyway, I need to deconstruct some stuff here. Rare, I think I can safely get rid of that. Although I've been thinking about actually putting together a healing set. And I don't know if that would be part of it necessarily, but it may not be a bad addition for a healing set. I mean, that's a pretty terrible shield, but it looks like there's no limit to how many times you can cast that. So in other words, as you keep on healing them, which should be quite a bit because you have passive heals and direct heals and healing springs, things like that. So you have potential to heal a lot. So you got all that going on, then yeah, you might be casting that 2.8 thousand damage shield quite a bit.
Oh my, that's pleasant.
You might get as many as 3 or 4 of those on them. Whereas you would really have to get like 4 or 5 of them on them to really make a difference. At least in stronger dungeons and stuff. So I still feel like that's probably not the greatest set. But I still feel better to just keep it just in case I decide. I look back on it and I'm like, oh, you know, I wish I would have kept that. Let's see, health, healing taken. This looks like a tank set. When you take damage, you have 10% chance to grant you or your allies within 8 meters, you and your allies. A damage shield absorbs quite a bit. This effect can occur every 15 seconds. Probably not a terrible tank set. Boost to your heals, couple boosts to your health, nice shield. That's passive, just purely based on taking damage, which obviously you're going to do. When you deal melee damage, you have a 20% chance to apply minor maim to all enemies within 8 meters of you for 5 seconds, reducing the damage by 15%. It's also not a bad set for a tank. And it gives some physical resistance, some health, and weapon damage. Well, that doesn't leave me very much to deconstruct then. At some point, very soon, I'm going to have to decide on which of these I want to get rid of. Because they will clutter my inventory very badly. Yeah, I don't have any use for that. Okay.
That's not right.
When's my next skill point due? Looks like 25. I'm gonna need a couple. Let's see. 25, 28, 32, and 27, so never mind. I'm not interested in getting any more of that. In fact, wait a minute. Oh yeah, there is a point in that. I was like, wait a minute now. Is there even a point in having it? But still, yeah, I'm not sure that I really care enough to do that.
Not the effect I was looking for.
Is it actually suggesting that I change my crystal shard attack? Why would it say such a thing? It does do AoE damage, which I guess would be nice. Alrighty then. Oh, I need to update my add-ons. I don't often leave my add-on handler up. Sometimes I kind of feel like I probably should, just so I don't have to worry about these things. Okay. Kind of feel like I should just take Master Merchant out, because it's kind of lost its point
artifacts to heal.
in a big way.
Now holy work.
Well, I see it's still not working. Just have to take the chance and allow these things to do their job even if they are outdated. Hooray for errors!
That's not right.
You're right, it isn't right. But look at this. What can you do? What can you do? Let's see. I think I need some spell damage. Unfortunately, I can only make it purple. Should I just go ahead and buy the kudas? Perhaps I should. Well, I don't know if I'll buy kudas for her. I think maybe just for me. Terrible as that may sound. Does this work yet? Probably not. Not woodworking. Enchanting. Enchanting. Okay, that was already the lowest price, I guess. Rakuta. I could have sworn I bought a fair stack of these already. Give me. I don't care. Quit being so slow. Let's see what's that, 5? I don't know. 6, 7. But I could just go for an even 10. What am I at? 7? Just because I like to waste money. It'll make somebody's day. Right? What? We're making people happy. They sold their kudas.
I'm making people happy?
I said we're making people happy. They sold some kudas.
Plug my headset in.
Do what?
Here you go, I need to plug my headset in.
Oh. And I need to relog. Yeah, apparently I stole some keys. Let's see, does this have anything super important on it? It might. Crap, that one they probably would notice was missing. I was thinking they may not even notice that these are missing until tomorrow. Because this one key only goes to the power jack, which, you know, they've got other keys for anyways. They probably won't even notice. But the other key just might go to the propane tank. If that's the case, that they probably would notice. Unless they have alternate keys for that as well, which, you know, I would think they would.
Fine. Fine, they probably have a copy.
Yeah, I'm just thinking I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow. I'll definitely remember to bring them in. I just hate to go all the way back up there just to dump these freaking keys off. And I'm pretty sure they're not like one-of-a-kind keys, so. Oh, your Kuda are belong to me. Alrighty then. Where was that? There it is.
Rapora, Maktari, Huta.
Huta.
Oh my, that's pleasant.
Okay. Now then. You need. Okay, you said absorb health. Alright, there it is.
That's not right.
It is too right. Are you still there? Uh-oh.
Not the effect I was looking for.
Did you explode?
Oh my, that's pleasant.
Oh my, that's pleasant. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is what she said. Oh shit.
Itade oko rekuta.
And crushing.
Itade oko rekuta.
I guess I could have whispered her.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Motherfucker.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Well, I'm asking you if you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah, I sent those to you.
And I'm on an elk.
Good job.
I got stuck on the map for a moment because it was still under development, so I was running in place and I couldn't get out of it to help me.
Nice. Take on the Strive Storm real quick. Oh good, somebody's here. Probably need it. I'm doing more good deeds. Purely accidental, of course, but that's okay. Aw, jeez. That's not a good deed if I'm gonna go and die. I don't know how he killed me, to be honest. job. Stood there and took it like a man. Did I not select? I don't know. I could have sworn I did. And this is why I don't use Kudos. Unless I'm completely certain of what I'm getting ready to do. Alright.
That's not right.
Ita de
Hello?
Iteri.
Good morning.
Yeah, let's see how long, if this will last more than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm betting that it won't.
Probably not. I don't know why. Despite the fact that I died, I finished that Strive Swarm with a pretty decent amount of DPS.
Talk to you through chat from now on.
What is this crap? Yeah. I mean, you could, I guess.
I mean, that's if it doesn't break.
Let's get Newsy
Can I
out.
help you?
That would probably not be a bad two-piece as well, considering I cast a lot of damage shields. Fairly often. Let's see, sturdy. What else is abundantly obvious that I can just sell? I guess that's about it. And this crap to Kitty, I guess. She's leveling junk up. Where's the rest? Is that it? I want to keep the ring for myself. Did you find me or something? No? Who is this? Ah, it's Claire. Alrighty, so it looks like we're in for some amazing quests. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of time to deal with today. At most, I've got another, I'd say about an hour to put into this right now. But maybe if we don't have anything else that pops up during the week, we might just kind of poke around at this here and there. Okay, just go into the portal thing and talk to Lore Master Celery. Celery? Or whatever his name. What was that splash? There's water nearby? Yeah, there is. That's a pretty awesome scene. Oh, she's here. Wonder how long she's been here. It's a really popular place from what I can see. That's terrible. Alrighty. So they said go into the portal. She must be having troubles. Oh, this is a rather confusing place.
As in all things, repetition begets confidence, and confidence begets excellence. Do not grow lax in your studies, Kerum.
What is it?
And you, what does it mean?
What do you want? Well? What is it?
The hallmarks of it.
I already go through this one.
Tranquil greetings. Please refrain from drinking the lights. It would make reading in here much more difficult. You would also become violently ill.
You would also become violently ill. That's a secondary to making reading difficult.
marks of a true Psyjic monk are precision and artistry. It is not enough to know a spell. You must learn to improve it. As in all things, repetition. As in all things,
This is just another way in. No, this looks different. You did not meet the requirements. Absurd. I bet that's where I need to go too. Me first. Take a boat to Summerset, but I'm already in Summerset.
Yes?
Well, that was a bit of a waste of time. Like 15 minutes or so. That was great. Well, that was scary. Bye. Oh. Like to at least get some of this done. Hopefully she's got this quest. I'm assuming that she does. I mean, I do. I didn't pick anything up that I know of. Or maybe I did. Maybe it was that scroll. I don't know. Razumdar. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Okay, so she's at the Way Shrine. Well, she should see. I don't know if I would prefer to have that try food or not. I don't know. I guess it might be better. I don't know. Still not really sure how I feel about it. I guess I could. Oh, she found me. Alright.
My friend, Raz is happy to see you, but surprised you didn't help me with these creatures. Not that Raz needed any help. You must tell me what brought you to Summerset after you agreed to assist Raz with his usual cloak and dagger business.
As usual, cloak and dagger business. Applications, Raz? That sounds ominous.
Ominous? No more than usual, my friend. But there's work for the Queen's Eye, and this one could use an extra blade if you're willing. Queen Irene issued a decree to open the borders of Summerset and allow outsiders to have access to the island.
That doesn't sound too terrible.
That's what Raz said. But rumors reached the Queen. So this one made the journey and was immediately attacked by strange creatures. Raz doesn't think the two are related. But if you could ask some questions, check on the newcomers, that would help.
I'll ask questions around the city.
While you ask questions around the city, Raz can take care of some other business. It may or may not involve scratching and clawing.
It may
Let's
or
meet
may not.
near the entrance to Shimmerin when you have something to report.
Near the entrance of Shimmerine. What were those strange creatures I saw you fighting? Which, actually, I didn't see him
Raz
fight.
never saw such monsters in his life. They appear related to water, but this one tends to avoid this stuff. That though, Raz swears it was calling those creatures. A mystery for another time, perhaps. Now, we need to see to the newcomers.
Anyone specific you want me to talk to regarding the Queen's decree?
As a matter of fact, Raz made a list.
Of course you
A
did.
high elf artisan, spoke out. See what she complained about. Then there's Soxolza, a persecuted Argonian newcomer. Finally, Ranul, a city resident noted in the Divine Prosecution's observation log.
What did Onulabla speak? Oh no, Onowell? Onowell? I don't know. Speak about, or speak out about, and where can I find her?
Old Newell complained about it. No. Raz doesn't want to prejudice your investigation. You will find out when you talk to her. The artists like to gather shells along the eastern coast. She uses them to make paints and dyes.
Ranu? That doesn't sound like a high elf name.
True, not enough syllables. Raz is a Redguard, whose family has lived in Shimmerin for generations. He's a well-respected trader, with a few warehouses along the docks. Talk to him, before the Divine Prosecution decides to arrest him.
The Divine
The
Prosecution?
Divine Prosecution serves as law-keepers and protectors of social standards. Very persnickety. When the rules are broken, they record it in their observation logs. If your name winds up on their list, things get complicated.
What do you mean? Soxos is being persecuted.
Something to do with monks and newcomer registration. Roz is looking into that. Last I heard, Soxolza was seen leaving the city and heading west. Probably trying to reach the water. Lizards like water, yes? Not Roz. Roz hates the wet stuff.
Hates the wet stuff. What does all this have to do with the geyser and those creatures? Or that geyser and those creatures?
Nothing at all. Unless you think they came to Summerset because of the Queen's decree. No, that would be ridiculous. Let's not lose focus. Just see what Old Newell, Soxolza, and Ranul have to say about newcomers and the mood in Shimmerin.
What do you expect me to learn by talking to these people?
We need to confirm these rumors or else put an end to them. Everyone should be pleased with the Queen's decree. Opening the border shows progress, yes? However, if any of her loyal subjects reject progress, well, Raz needs to know that too.
I'll go talk to Onoel, Ranul, and Shoksosa.
While you ask questions around the city, Raz can take care of some other business. It may or may not involve scratching and clawing. Raz knows very little about city ordinances or how to tell the difference between mead and ale, so let's avoid those topics, yes? Otherwise, this one knows all about the Queen's decree and the initial reaction of the nobles and king lady.
Who are you again?
Raz is wounded to the core, forgotten already. This one usually leaves a better impression. I am Razumdar, Queen Irene's Eye and Dark Lantern Agent Extraordinaire.
Oh,
But
yes, yes.
that is a secret between you and me. To everyone else, this one is simply Raz.
Tell me about the Queen's decree.
Queen Irene, her most excellent leader of the Aldmeri Dominion, has issued a decree opening the once forbidden land of Summerset to traders, visitors, and immigrants of all races. Controversial, yes, but part of her plan for the Dominion's future. For
This is
some,
a problem.
High elves talk of perfection, but they are a complicated people. Various individuals in Summerset take issue with their queen, with change of any sort, actually. The king lady, for example, some nobles. Makes my job complicated.
What's that about the kin lady and the nobles?
King Lady Avenice has made her views on the Queen's decree quite clear. She calls it unreasonable, dangerous. A few of the city's nobles have sided with the King Lady, as has the new Oldark at the monastery. My queen permits discussion, to a point.
So the kin lady opposes the queen's decree?
She has spoken against it. Now Raz needs to know how far she will go to defy the will of the queen. Does she grumble but welcome the newcomers, or is she using every option at her disposal to block their arrival? Raz will find out, with your help.
Okay, finally. He had a lot to say. Oh, hello there. Hey, that's not nice. Oh boy, that's quite the letter. G-Mot. Summerset is not the wondrous paradise the heralds proclaimed it to be. Despite the fine words in the Queen's decree, the High Elves want nothing to do with outsiders. They treat the newcomers worse than a mud flea on a goat. I think it says goat. No, guar. There we go. I can't read. As soon as I stepped off the boat, priests from the monastery collected me for some sort of cultural assessment to ascertain my understanding of societal rules and regulations. However, no one actually asked me any questions. They locked me in a cell somewhere in the bowels of the monastery, along with the newcomers to the island. Something about the whole affair felt wrong to me, like warm water in an otherwise cool stream. Yeah, that's pretty wrong. When I heard one of the monks give thanks with a Daedric prayer, I knew I had to get out of there. I used the talents I learned from associates who may or may not have belonged to the Thieves Guild. I know you disapprove of my friends, and slipped out of the cell and away from the monastery. In the morning I plan to head to Alinor. Hopefully I can secure passage back to the Murkmire there. Frankly, at this point, any destination would be preferable to here. Roxosa. I see. Well then. So he's not too pleased with the whole situation, apparently. Oh, this is probably not where I need to be.
You're the one who discovered Viceroy's
Ah, yes, I did do whatever it was you just said, I'm sure. So true, unless it's bad, of course, in which case it's slanders and lies.
I hope to be done.
Lies and deceit and terrible, terrible people. Okay, so there's something. Oh, I was gonna say something supposed to be here. There we go, Ranul.
Hurrah, Caravel. How can a humble merchant help so exalted a personage on this fine and fine day?
I was wondering how your name ended up in the Divine Prosecution's observation log.
The Divine? Did a justiciar send you to harass me? I've lived in Summerset my whole life, and I did nothing wrong. You high elves. You say we're welcome, and then you treat us like criminals. Is there any wonder I had to speak out?
What did you say exactly, if you don't mind me asking?
After I filled out all the proper forms and arranged to bring my cousin here, the ship arrived and they carted all the newcomers away. For questioning, they said. I complained to the kin lady, but what has it profited me? Nothing.
You're not a high elf. Have you lived in Summerset very long?
Oh, my family has been here for generations and generations. Before the Queen's decree, outsiders might have been rare, but we were not unheard of. Our business has grown and gets better every day. That's why I sent for my cousin. We need the help.
Do you like living in Summerset?
Summerset is a rare and beautiful jewel in the Abetian Sea. I love it here. The High Elves treat us like children, but they have never been hostile. The Queen's decree has stirred the waters, though. I fear it will get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, it usually does. Pum, 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 pum.
Please, I was once like you.
What? Who the heck said that? Sounded like somebody being abused. Oh. I suppose she is ready now. Ah, she's over there. Oh, no time to investigate her right now. Got people to talk to, places to go, etc., etc. I'll make sure I don't just leave her behind here. She may have already talked to this person. That she said she didn't talk to one already. Oh, there we go.
Go find your own patch of beach.
What? How dare you?
Not that you'd understand the concept, but the path to Alaxon requires dedication and complete concentration.
Oh,
I
really?
must find the perfect shells, or my pigments will be substandard. And do you know what that will do to my art? Exactly.
Oh, how terrible. We can't have your pigments going all awry. What's the path to Aloxon?
An ultimate concept practiced widely here in Somerset.
Well, of course I knew that.
Aloxon is the
I am a
state
high elf.
of perfection that every high elf strives for. The path to Aloxon represents the approach we take to achieve that state. Now, why have you interrupted my work?
Well, you see, I heard you made a complaint are in Shimmering. I'd like to hear about that.
I believe in caution as much as the next high elf, but sometimes the rules get in the way of common sense. My apprentice lived here for more than a year. Good help is so hard to find, especially among the newcomers, and she was adept at making dyes.
What happened to your apprentice?
They took her away. Said they had to scrutinize her qualifications, test her knowledge of culture and etiquette. But I haven't seen her since. My work suffers, so of course I complained to the monks. Now I have to gather my own shells.
Oh, that's terrible. Did the monks offer any explanation as to where she was, or when she'd returned? Or when she'd be returned?
They told me I could fill out some forms and appeal
What?
to the kin lady.
What a load
But
of
who
crap.
has time for such bureaucracy?
Exactly.
And for a wood elf. I've said too much. I have work to do, and all this aggravation has diverted my path to Aloxon.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Perfection requires constant vigilance, so back to it.
Yes. Dig into that sand with your hands. That poor high elf having to get her hands dirty. What a disgrace.
This is unheard of. Why have you closed the monastery?
Good people, I hear your concerns.
But the workers I hired, they were aboard the ship from Rivenspire.
Yeah.
The kin lady and I, we have only your best interests in mind. Every guest must be sequestered while we ascertain their suitability for Ultima society.
Sounds fair.
The old dark's right. Lock up the newcomers.
Yeah,
Send
just
the
keep them in
newcomers
jail
back
for
where
a
they
few
came
100
from.
years.
We don't want them here.
Such anger. Raz never expected to hear such words from the Queen's loyal subjects. The sentiment isn't universal, but enough feel this way for Raz to be concerned. Did you learn anything interesting from the people I sent you to talk to?
Well, I've learned that one of them has to get their hands dirty now. The artist assistant and the Red Guard's cousin have both been sequestered.
Sequestered? Just a different word for imprisoned, yes. Randall's cousin
No.
just arrived, but Old Newell's assistant has lived on Summerset since long before the Queen ever issued her decree. What about the lizard? What did Solza have to say?
Oh, not much, you know, just left some kind of a strangely worded letter. Oh. Sosa was dead by the time I reached him. I found this letter in his pack.
Why would the Aldar gather up newcomers and non-high elf residents alike and send them to the monastery? Does the kin lady condone this behavior? Raz's head itches. Not in a good way. Our course is clear, Five Claw. We must go to the monastery.
Alright, I'll help you investigate the monastery.
Raz admires your enthusiasm, but this one needs you to enter the monastery on your own.
Ha!
Raz has other fish to catch. This one will help you get past the sentry, though. When you notice that the sentry is distracted, just sleep quietly inside.
Oh no. Does it really require stealth? I'm guessing we go here.
You there! I have a... Damn it, why won't this work?
Did you see a golden knight?
I have no idea what that was, and I'm not sure I want to know.
What? The heck just happened?
Sentry! Raz owes you for that game of cards.
Let's see if I can just quietly go in here.
You say I want some gold?
Don't you remember? Raz owes...
Well, that was anything but quiet, but it worked anyway. Did she make it? Or has the guard captured her? It kills me that I write constantly, and usually with my staff. Look at this. I write with my staff. All the way through the book. The door opened and nobody came in. Oh my god, what the heck is that? What kind of a monkey just went through? And that's her wolf, so she is on her way in. She must just be having trouble loading. There we go. I'm sure it's perfectly fine for us to be in here. Oh, look, somebody asleep. Let's wake them up.
No, not now, please.
Yes, now.
My spiritual well-being can wait until after my nap.
Your spiritual well-being. Where can I find the people that have been sequestered?
You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Aldork brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. I'm just a simple monk trying to catch up on my sleep. That was a hint, by the way.
That was a hint, by the way. Tell me about the Aldork whatever.
Tucala arrived right after the Queen issued her decree. He came highly recommended by King Lady Avanice, or so I heard. It's not unusual for monks to form attachments and move together, but there's something strange about that bunch.
Strange? Whatever do you mean?
The Aldork and his monks keep to themselves. They've taken the Undercroft for their own purposes and ordered the rest of us to avoid the ancient vaults beneath the monastery. Now, please, let me get back to my nap.
Anything else I should know about this monastery?
The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation.
The Aldork has closed us down until further notice. That means if any of the monks spot you, they'll raise the alarm. Me? I never saw you. Now, if you don't mind, my nap awaits.
Oh, this guy's pretty cool. Kin Lady's letter. My dear Aldark, Telltale Collar, I am so glad you suggested transferring to our beloved monastery. I was happy to use my influence to make that happen, especially after that insightful discussion we had concerning Queen Irene's radical and frankly dangerous decree. I look forward to working with you to make sure Shimmerine and indeed all of Summerset remains safe and secure. Your plan to sequester newcomers in order to test their suitability for residency in Shimmerine is a stroke of genius. Determining who has the ability and temperament to become a productive member of our society and who does not will allow us to spot troublemakers and lackadaisical transients before any damage is done. It isn't a perfect solution, but it will suffice until we can urge the unforeseen queen to... What the... I bet she finished reading it and it stole it from me. Wood Elves, 4 males, 3 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens. One says she lived in Summerset for more than a year, moved to preparation cells. Psyjic, 7 males, 9 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens. Send half to the preparation cells, the other half to holding cells. Argonians, 4, gender inconclusive. Who can tell with muck swimmers? Here. Move to preparation cells for immediate siphoning. Bretons, 1 male, 2 females. Claim to be traders from Wayrest. Or did they say Daggerfall? Does it even matter? Yeah, it's removing it after she's done. Well, I think we see what's going on here. A ball!
Unusual knick-knack for an Aldork's office, wouldn't you agree?
Quite.
I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. I suppose we both came to the monastery with a similar purpose in mind.
And what purpose would that be?
The sequestered newcomers.
Sure, I don't know.
I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp, and it shouldn't be locked to the public either.
I saw a pearl like that. There were strange creatures nearby.
Interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios. Strange creatures notwithstanding, we need to find out what's happening with the missing newcomers.
How did you happen to get past the sentry, by the way?
The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious, But I feel that there's more going on in Shimmerine than the usual politics and community relations.
What else could be going on here?
That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldarch and a disgruntled kin lady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the missing newcomers? I was about to explore the Undercroft. Care to join me?
I'll meet you in the Undercroft.
A curious pearl. I wonder where the Aldarch acquired it. Probably not important. I'll meet you in the Undercroft, and we can see what's going on with the newcomers.
I think it's Io. I don't know. No one suspects the church. The unsuspecting church. What is this cat I keep hearing? Where is it at? Is there a cat that haunts this monastery? I keep hearing a cat, but I don't see a cat. Oh, there's the cat. Right in front of my face. It blends in rather well, though. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, they ought to be able to recognize a high elf when they see it. Like, when they talk to another high elf character, they shouldn't be so egotistical. I wouldn't think. And they should also, like, be curious as to why I wouldn't know some of the things that a high elf should know. when I'm asking them questions about these things, it should be like, well, you should know. It's normal for them. If I could just type. There we go. Not as bad as high elves. Alrighty. Alrighty, yeah. So I'm thinking it's some kind of a ritual, looks like. Some kind of a ritualistic sacrifice we're gathering them all for. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks everybody who stopped by and hung out for the moment. Unfortunately, I didn't have a whole lot of time to put into this today. I will try to get an earlier start tomorrow. Anyway, have a good night, everybody.